everyone. Hey, family. Thank you for coming back for another episode of Chidulthood here with Mona and Cheyenne. In our previous episode, you saw her interviewing me, asking me a couple of questions, and it's my turn to put it in the hot seat.
Here, and I'm ready.
All right.
Welcome back.
So I'm going to begin with asking Mona questions about her hair journey. So I'll just start by talking about how I always felt seeing Mona's hair. First of all, Mona has brown hair, like light brown hair. It's noticeably brown. And I always thought it just complements her skin so well. So I'm just like, oh, and it's so cool that she has like light brown hair. So I always admired that. Then she has like this blonde streak, like this kind of like birthmark in her hair. And it's like blonde. And the hair there was blonde. So I always thought that was dope, dope, dope. I'm like, oh, I is mad cute. It's mad nice. But I'm gonna ask the first question is kind of a 3-part question. How did you feel about your hair growing up? How did it change? And then why dreads?
How did I feel about my hair growing up? From what I know about myself and the pictures and my mother's stories and everything that I remember, I always had some pretty nice hair. I had nice, thick, like you said, brown hair. Like I had the most coarsest hair out of the family. Like my hair was always like the roughest, but it was like really long and stuff like that. And I remember when I was living in a shelter for a period of my life, and that's when I had got my first perm. I had a friend who would always perm her hair, so I wanted to try it, and I permed my hair that time, and that's when I guess my hair kind of, I would say, started falling out really, or I guess I didn't take the best care of my hair. Because my mother used to always do my hair, put beads in it, braids in it, and stuff like that. And I remember why I wanted the perm. I remember being called. It was like around Thanksgiving, and I had Rastafarian beads in my hair. It was red, yellow, and green. And these girls in my class was calling me like turkey head or something like that, or whatever. So yeah, so that's when I want to perm and stuff like that. So that's when I take even extra care of my hair, and mother would still do my hair, put braids in it, and I stopped. I stopped liking braids and beads and stuff like that. You get older, you want something different, you want to look older. So I started like getting like clip-on ponytails, and then I didn't like that. And then I had some friends growing up, so we started doing each other hair and stuff like that, like braiding in weaves and stuff like that. Weaves was too much because what would happen is with the weave, now you're braiding the weave into your head, but you're leaving out a piece of your hair, and you're permanent or relaxing it to make it soft and nice like the weave. So I would always have a straight piece of my hair on like a, if you got a side bang or leave out or whatever, or even a bang where you have the middle out or whatever. I would always have just certain parts of my hair straight and everything else like basically nappy. And I really just didn't like how it looked when I take the weave out. And it was just like, it's either you natural or you not. So I was inspired by a girl named Selena. She started getting dreads, and she was like, me and her was like really good friends at the time. And so I was like, yo, I love your dreads. You should do my dreads. And she did my dreads. She did it free because that was my friend, that was my homie, and stuff like that. So she had started my hair off with 2-strand twists. I mean, with the faux locks. Faux locks is basically fake weave, like hair, like fake hair, fake braiding hair, and she wrapped it around my head. So I left that in my hair for about 2 years. So I just really got this in 2016. So I left it in my hair for like, 2016, 2014, no, 2015. 2015. So anyway, she left it in my hair. I left the faux locks, the fake hair in my hair for like 2 years, and it was growing because I didn't want to cut all my hair off so I can start the dreads. I didn't want to do it that way. I didn't want to start normal. I wanted to start with long hair because I was just uncomfortable with myself walking around with little dreads, period. So she started with the faux locks. It grew really nicely in 2 years. And I took it out. I have pictures of when I took it out. And it was just like nice little locks. It was all locked. It was just nice. I loved it when it was that size. And that's one of the reasons why I don't, when my dreads get longer, they're supposed to be longer than this, but I always cut them off because I don't really I guess I know they're gonna get really long one day, but I don't want them to get like way too long because I kind of like it short. It's better to handle. It's easy to deal with, especially when you're doing it yourself. So I mostly got dreads because it's easier to handle than weave, and I just didn't like how my hair would look when I would take the weave out. And I know these people these days wear wigs and stuff like that, but I'd rather not like look a certain way only some of the time. I want to look how I look all the time.
Wow, wow, wow.
Hmm.
That was a good answer to those questions. Okay. My next question is like, okay. This is again, I think we both ask questions where it says a little more about us than the other person. But when I was younger, right? Because first of all, I'm not even going to talk about myself right now. But when you see me when I was like even younger than I am now, like when I was your little sister, bro, like,
Hmm.
did you think that I was like hurt? Like you thought I was chopped? Like what you thought? What you thought? What you thought?
What?
Because we
Okay.
didn't always dress up like, and my style isn't my style the way it is now, and even my style is still different from yours. But like when we meet up and stuff like that, some people
That's
be embarrassing their little siblings when they come around. So
I'm crying as F. That's really a good question. Um, if I want to really think in depth about it. Actually, I just put a picture up of you on one of our old episodes, and when I see that picture, you look like one of them Jamaican kids for real, for real. So
what
it's
did you
just
put
funny.
up? What
I
did
don't. You got it. So you didn't even watch your episode that your sister put up?
which one? Because I just watched the last episode.
Do what was the question? I don't even know. Just go watch it. Just go
I'm gonna
watch it.
look. It's in the intro.
No, it's not an intro. It's like video 3. Anyway, um, yeah, so that picture, you just like one of those little Jamaican kids. You just look so West Indian, like OG West Indian. So that's that. That's the first thing I thought about when you asked me that. The second thing I thought about, why I say is a good question, is because I remember seeing you when you came to Daryl and Craig house. We had, you said you don't remember this time, but they had a cookout at their house, and for all of us to come and get together. Miss
I remember.
Colleen came with you. I came. Sadie was there. Sadie was actually pregnant with my beautiful, handsome nephew, Daryl Craig. DC, I mean, his name is DC Papa. Anyway, Daryl and Craig had the cookout. Anyway, he get his name from them. Anyway, so yeah, they had the cookout, and you came, and I remember you were unhappy with yourself, and I remember I didn't see you in a long time, and I was like all up on you because I guess I was one, like, I was the one who lived with you, so me and you had a bond. So I remember Maya was too little, our little sister Maya. She was too small, she was too little to be really like walking around and stuff with us, but me and you was like walking around the house. Me and you was sitting on the swing that they had on their porch in front of their house and stuff like that. And yeah, you had your hair cut and stuff like that. When you had spoke about your childhood, of how you had bald head, skull head. Um,
Can we not? Can we not? Can we not?
Ratings!
You don't get no ratings for that. No ratings.
I'm weak. I'm weak. Okay, so yeah, no, for real. But I remember that time. I didn't. I've just wanted to love you at that moment, so I didn't really think nothing of it. I just remember the adults talking about it, and why, and Miss Colleen was talking about how she cut it off because of that situation or whatever, and they was comparing it to Yolanda and Solomon because they was having the same situation, probably around the same time too. They had bad scalp problems as well. And then I remember, I feel like after that, the next time a big time I remember seeing you was at your Sweet 16. You was cute. You had all pink. It was lit. I never had a Sweet 16, so that's inspiration right there. That was lit. You feel me? So we all came there. David had the pink shirt on. We was all cute, like real cute or whatever. We got some pictures for that too. So I remember that you was dressed nice. You had swag. You had friends. You had family. You was lit. Next time I remember, big time, it was well, it was simple times. We used to have buy Miss Connie car, but it was maybe when we went out to eat at Applebee's. If I look at the picture now, you look regular. You was nice. You had your little makeup on, your lipstick and stuff like that. So yeah.
I'm weak.
I felt
Okay.
like you was reckless. I didn't think you was chopped. I always thought you was pretty, you know. You was always, fat like me. So I think that's how I was relating more to you because I was like, both of me and you was fat or whatever. So I mean, that was it. That's I don't know.
Okay, okay, okay. And another question is like, okay, so I remember when I was younger, I used to be saying like, yeah, I'm gonna have mad kids, I'm gonna adopt kids, like, I'm gonna have a village. Like, what did you, I don't know if you even thought about kids when you was younger, but like, what was your perspective?
Well, I grew up wanting the American dream. I can attest to that. Like anybody can attest to that. Like I always said that I wanted a husband. I wanted 4 kids. I wanted a house. I wanted a picket fence. I wanted a dog. I really wanted the American dream. So yeah, I always wanted kids. I want 4 beautiful kids. I want 2 boys and I want 2 girls.
Wow. Where did you first see the image of the American Dream? How were you introduced to the American Dream?
I remember being. That's a very good question. Well, the first thing that I just thought of, I'm just gonna say the first thing on my mind. I was just young, and um, I would always be the one to talk a lot or argue or whatever in the house. So my mom would always say, "You're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna be a doctor." She always had that instilled into my head. So when she spoke about me being a lawyer, she spoke about me. Um, making a whole lot of money and being successful. And so that's where, I guess just being that stable at. And then she always, if there was a situation with a guy or anything, I would always just remember her saying to just get someone that's going to love me. And then she always spoke about, how much, I always see how much she loved kids and stuff like that, always going to work and stuff like that. And yes, I wanted kids. I don't know. I guess that's a good question. So I just wanted all of that in one. I just wanted to be, I wanted to be, that's a good question.
But
And
you
that's just the first
specifically
thing I
brought up
thought
the
about. That's
American
probably not
Dream,
even my
so
answer.
I'm just wondering when were you first introduced to the idea of like an American Dream? Because that's a very specific slogan and it's very real and like there are books written about the American Dream, right? Um, but yeah, that's interesting. And it's so funny because there's so many similar things about us and how we were as kids. So I guess my next question is what was said to you often, like outside of that? Because a lot of people told me, oh yeah, you could be a lawyer because of I was boisterous. I talked a lot in the house, like you said, like you were always arguing and what did people associate? What were the things you heard as a child about yourself from other people?
Um, Well, I was always the youngest, so you know how I always say that I got picked on a lot from my weight being fat. I was always picked on as a little baby with my siblings, and then in junior high school, I remember people saying they was to like you know bothered me about my shoulders, saying my shoulders was like brolic and I was going to be a football player. Is that what you're kind of asking? Like,
Yeah, like what were the things that were said about you that you was like you heard from other people as a kid?
yeah, okay, yeah. So if that, people were bullying me, I was always a tomboy. Also, I used to be a tomboy. I used to always hang out with my brothers, jumping like before they abandoned me. We used to ride scooters and jump fences, and I guess play fight with them all the time. So I was really on some tomboy-ish. I really didn't start being a girly girl like until the 11th grade. So people would probably think that I was a dyke. But I used to fight a lot, so people were always, I guess my name was kind of synonymous with like fighting, unfortunately, and being the bad girl, like, being the popular girl in high school. I was always popular, like everywhere I went, because I fought so much or because I was known or whatever the case was. Everybody knew me, and I was like a person that just let it off, like the teachers, everybody. um, I was in sports, so I was athletic. I was called athletic. Um, I was in the swim class, so that's another part about me being athletic. You know, people, a lot of people, like as I got out of myself, like when I stopped going to college, well, not stopped going, when I finished college, a lot of people started telling me that they look up to me and they're inspired by me and they're motivated by me. And so that's a big change, from growing up being the fat girl, then being the girl that's gonna be a football player because she's a tomboy, to a dyke, to being a fighter, to being somebody that's going through challenges as a freaking adult. I mean, like going through college, and then now people telling me that they inspired by my story they because they know me personally. They saw the things I went through. Now they're inspired because I was able to make a 360.
And how does that make you feel?
Ah, I don't know. Sometimes it could be a little embarrassing. And when I say that, because I don't like when people was telling me that, it's like, dang, was that really that bad? Like, I don't think I was that bad for people to really, like, when I tell you the amount of people that tell me that they're proud of me, and they tell me because they're like, yo, is this the Simone? Like, I can't believe it. Nah, like, I went to my best friend's Brandy baby shower, and freaking one of my old classmates is like, yeah, you changed, you did that and the other, I can't believe it. And people were just telling me this on a regular basis. So it's kind of scary because it's just like, I wonder what they used to think about me before. And yeah, it's just, I'm happy as well that, I don't scare people no more, or that I do influence people to do better things, because there is so much more out there. And God just told me. He just came and he was just like, yo.
Sis, what up the chain? I love
He was just like, yo, you gotta go get that, bro. Can't be doing that, bro. You gotta go up there with me. I was like, all right, we out. So I followed his lead, bro, and I just had faith. So
that's a physiaki. And on that note, we're gonna end our questioning today. And I think you did an amazing job answering those questions.
Thank you so much, and thank you
I have
guys so
any
much
questions.
for having us. Write you guys questions, comments in the section below. And we'll see you next time on Chidulthood.
Later, family.